for a moment about what's called special use airspace. And of course, I have a new acronym for you. As if in aviation we didn't have enough acronyms, this one's a little bit silly. This acronym we came up with, it's called MCPRON, which sounds like a really bad McDonald's sandwich you'd get somewhere in the Louisiana Bayou. But that's just my own opinion. A MCPRON is our acronym to remember here. It stands for Military Operations Area, Controlled Firing Area, Prohibited Area, Restricted Area, Alert Area, Warning Area, and National Security, TFR. MCPRON is our special use airspace acronym that you need to remember. And let's go through all that special use airspace and show it to you. A military operations area, also called a MOA. A MOA is shown as a magenta hash mark. You can see there it says the Palatka 2 MOA. And you can see that magenta hash mark all the way around there. Military operations area. Can I fly in it? Yes. Do I need permission to fly into it? No. A little bit surprising. More on that here in a bit. Controlled firing area. This one might open your eyes a little bit. Controlled firing area. Most are not shown on the sectional chart. Here's one close to us in Florida that gets used so much that it actually is shown on the sectional chart. It's shown by the diagonal gray hash marks. And you can see just below that, you can see the altitude it's effective to in the black improper fraction there, from 500 feet AGL up to 6,000 feet. A controlled firing area is exactly what it sounds like. In this case in Florida, this one goes all the way across the state and they literally shoot missiles from the Gulf of Mexico to the Atlantic Ocean or vice versa. And what they say is, when an airplane flies through our controlled firing area, we cease all operations. Well, I'm assuming that's true because I've never seen a missile or read any news reports about anything bad happening to anybody, but certainly when flying through this area, something to take in account on your cross-country flight plan. Prohibited area. A prohibited area is shown with blue hash marks followed by a P and its number. This one is P50. This is actually the subbase up in St. Mary's, Georgia type area. Prohibited area. Can I fly into a prohibited area? Absolutely not. You have to divert around a prohibited area at all times. There is no flying into a prohibited area. Restricted area, also shown with blue hash marks. And you can see with an R. This is restricted area 3007 Charlie and Delta. Blue hash marks. Can I fly into restricted airspace or restricted area? Yes and no. Is that a wishy-washy answer? But that's correct. I can fly into a restricted area if it's cold. I cannot fly into a restricted area if it's hot. How do I find out? Well, if you're on VFR flight following, or you know the controlling agency, a frequency you can look up on your sectional chart, or the little guide inside your iPad sectional chart there, and give a call and ask, hey, Jack's approach is restricted area 3007 Charlie and Delta. Are they hot or cold today? And they might say 23 Mike Zulu, they're cold today. You know, proceed direct wherever you're going to. Or they might say 23 Mike Zulu, they're hot today from the surface to 5,000 feet. If you want to get through them, you got to climb above 5,000 feet, and they'll give you that sort of information. Restricted area, blue hash marks. You can fly in them if they're cold. How about an alert area? An alert area is shown as magenta hash marks. You gotta look for the letters though because they're very similar to a military operations area. It's shown with an A. This is A291 Bravo. It's an alert area, and what's it for? Below it you can see concentrated flight training. I bet this is a practice area. I mean, this is South Florida here, so it's busy airspace. This, I guarantee, is a practice area for probably a dozen different flight schools all go to this area and do their steep turns, their slow flight, and their stalls. They made an alert area because it gets so busy. So on a cross-country flight, you're going to want to be aware of that. There's going to be a lot of aircraft conducting steep turns, slow flight stalls, and may not necessarily be looking for you. Can you fly through it? Absolutely. But you need to be so vigilant and understand what you're dealing with when you do fly through it. How about a warning area? A warning area is shown with blue hash marks, followed by its name that you can see at the tail of that arrow. W, warning area, 137 Bravo. What is this warning me of? Well, you will only find a warning area off the coast. What it's warning you of is a low control area. It's warning you that, listen, our mainland radar systems aren't that great out in this area because you're so far offshore. It's warning you of low control. There could be guys out there just buzzing around right over top of the ocean. We don't have control over that. It's a lot of Class G airspace out there to watch for and be on alert for those low control areas. Warning area. And our last one is our National Security TFR. Now, TFRs aren't shown on maps unless you use an iPad, like you can see this screenshot from here, and I have the TFR layer shown. That's what a TFR actually looks like on the majority of your iPad apps. It's a red line there that we can see. This one, of course, is around Disney World. That's a TFR that is always there. But TFRs pop up for any number of reasons. Sporting events, presidential motorcades will cause a TFR to pop up. And sometimes TFRs do just that. They truly just pop up. You have to be so vigilant in checking your NOTAMs, calling the flight service station, keeping an eye on your iPad, making sure everything's up to date to watch for TFRs. You can, under no circumstances, fly through a TFR. It's a quick way to lose your pilot certificate.